Unbreakable! Unbreakable follows David Dunn, played by Bruce Willis, who after a devastating train wreck emerges unharmed. This attracts the attention of comic book enthusiast Elijah, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who tries to discover if Dunn actually has superpowers or not. Now let's start where every review of a Shyamalan film should start. His style. It's very ill-fitting for this film. The acting and dialogue feel like they're reading in monotone from a script. It works in, say, Split because the intention is to create tension and fear, and it kind of has this inhuman way of talking, adding to a much more uncomfortable atmosphere, but here it only distracts from the movie and draws me out of the moment. Even when someone cracks up, it doesn't feel natural. It's something about it that feels very on cue and artificial. It's less like this character's actually feeling this and more this actor read this in the script, so guess I have to cry now. Also, everyone talks in whispers. It's another Shyamalan's bloody quirks where it seems like it's supposed to be intent because everyone's talking quietly and meaningfully, but it just feels too hard to hear. And then when people shout, it feels very jarring because it's not how these people usually talk. The epitome of this, and the unintentional favourite scene of the movie, has to be where David's son attempts to shoot him to prove that he's invincible. See, it's supposed to be full of tension, but I can't help but laugh at this delivery. It sounds like less like a father who's about to be shot by his son, and more like two kids having an argument.
Don't be scared.
Joseph, if you pull that trigger, I'm going to leave. Do you understand? I'm going to go to New York. You're right. If you pull that trigger, that bullet is just going to bounce off me and I'm not going to be hurt. But then I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to pack and I'm going to leave.
If you shoot me, I'm going to leave. Don't think I won't do it. I'll take my ball and I'll go home. Even when he raises his voice, his body stays very rigid. It's kind of like in a video game where the voice actor is clearly giving it the role, but the models are too stiff to really match the emotion. Though the film does use colour very well. It's a lot of muted colours that contrast with bright orange, greens and purples. Even if the film's dialogue doesn't work, at least it's very visually interesting. Now in every Shyamalan film, there seems to be at least one actor who's able to break through and actually give a decent performance. Here it's Samuel L. Jackson, and he really does make a lot of this dialogue work, and his performance allows him to break the constraints that Shyamalan typically places on his actors. His character was born frail and his bones break easily, seeking refuge in superhero comics, so you can see why he'd be looking for someone like Dunn. He wants to be convinced that a hero can exist, who could do the things that he physically can't. And to this end, he starts actively encouraging David to help and protect people. Both his performance and psychology are fascinating to watch. According to Shyamalan, the themes of the films are that people are capable of more than we think. Dunn's super strength comes out after he and his son keep adding weights to his barbell. It's not like just a momently he can lift up a car, it's because he pushes himself to do it. And beyond that is him helping people. Elijah interprets his job as a security guard as him being a protector and one to look after people. Take it a step further when he goes out and ultimately finds an actual villain to confront. Ultimately, the film is a story of positivity and how people are more like heroes than they think. Dunn lifting more weight than he thought, and the way his son looks up to him like a hero, inspiring him to be selfless as well. Now there is a twist that adds to this whole idea, but I'm not going to ruin it. It's a pretty well-known twist, but on the off chance that you don't know, I'm not going to be the asshole that ruins it for you, but I'll talk about it its own after I do my conclusion. Speaking of said conclusion, Unbreakable is held back by a director whose commitment to his style keeps me from really appreciating this work, but the themes and Sam Jackson's performance really do make this my favourite of his film. The realistic attempt to portray heroes and apply it to his audience is very uplifting, at the same time also very tragic, which again I'll get into later. I really want to like this movie more, mostly due to it handling a subject that I'm fascinated by, but I'm going to have to call it for what it is. Awkward. So it's a 6 out of 10. If you can get past the unintentionally silly moments, hopefully you can appreciate the story of Unbreakable. Take care now, bye bye then. And if you're staying around, let's talk about the twist. Like I said, most people know the twist of this film, and if you've seen the trailer for Glass, you probably know it as well. And even though I went into this film actually knowing the twist, it didn't spoil my enjoyment of the movie, and I was able to appreciate it on a very different level. See, the twist is that the accident that Dunn was involved in, that he survived, was orchestrated by Elijah, who has orchestrated multiple other accidents as well. Like guess that should be accents and quotation marks. He was the supervillain in Dunn's story. It serves to make it much more fascinating when you understand this motive, plus you understand all the double meanings in the dialogue. It also adds another level to what I mentioned before about human potential. See, for all the good that we're capable of, we're also capable of great evil. We can do truly terrible things just as much as we can do truly wonderful things. The yin and yang of everyday heroes and villains. And yet Elijah seems to be not just happy to be the villain, but ecstatic. Ultimately, his search for a hero is still about convincing a man to be better than he is and encouraging him to help people, but the line he crosses to achieve it is what makes him a villain. It's horrible, and yet he feels complete, like he's found his calling. It's truly a fascinating idea for a villain, and something of a counter to the idea that Batman creates his villains with his good deeds, where here it's a villain who creates heroes. He becomes a villain so someone can stop him. He wants to create a hero, and this is the only way he knows how. It does reward repeated viewings and makes this a borderline masterpiece. Shame about the silly stuff. So until next time, take care now. Bye-bye then.